there was no rule to cope with what happened in Argentina on the grid. They worked out in the fairest way they could think of doing it by leaving Jack Miller in the position he should have been in, and therefore penalising everyone else that came onto pit road that shouldn't have, because it was declared a wet race. And that issue hasn't really been dealt with. In fact, team managers were prepared to hold their little conference on the grid in full sight of the public and then make the decision to pull all the bikes off.
Whoa.
But the point being, there wasn't enough grid positions to put them all. 70 yards would have been how far back they should have been if they'd gone to the row they should have gone to. But of course there aren't enough grid positions to have done that. So in the end it was the best of a bad job, and there was no distinct rule to implement in that situation. So race control, Erta, Dorna, all the collaborators had worked out that in fairness to Jack, he had an advantage, albeit not the one that probably he would have wanted, because being on a slick tyre with everybody else having to start in pit lane, which was perhaps the other option, or making them stay on the grid, do one lap on a wet tyre and come down pit lane. It was a wet race at the end of the day. They could have come for their second bike, but then you'd have had 23 bikes piling in all at the same time.
Yeah.
Potential disaster of somebody tripping somebody up in the middle of pit lane. There were so many facets to that problem in Argentina. So we're looking at Andrea Iannone on the number 29 machine. Look at Rins, his teammate. He's just come up to third place as well. Suzuki's a work. Do you remember the Suzuki's in a straight line here last year? Got blown away.
Oh yeah.
Now they've got the top end now as well, the horsepower. They've still got concessions as well, which means that they can make alterations, they can test more and the like. Danny Pedrosa then, having given his right wrist a little bit of a rest, rolls out on the 26 bike. Here he is.
What are we about to see here?
Oh, not a head shaker surely, because that really will jar. Oh, that's pain, I'm afraid.
Yep.
That's pain. Sorry to see that, Danny, I've got to say, and he knows it. I bet he's a withdrawal. If we, by the time we get through this, and no Stefan Bradl here. A lot of people asking, where's Bradl? Is he going to step up? Because obviously he could. But a one-off at Texas, having been off the bike for the amount of time he's been off it, riding a super bike.
Yeah,
that's a tough ass.
That's a tough ass for sure.
Does he test? No, GP.
I don't know that. I really don't know. Hey, you were talking a minute ago about speeds as we're looking at Miller here on the screen. The Suzuki was 343 this morning. Marquez was 340. And Crutchlow 345. So, yeah, the Suzuki's going really good. You got
214 mile an hour, or thereabouts. And that, it was a long way down on that last year, I seem to remember. In fact, I can look that up fairly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct.
You carry on for a moment. Hold the line corner, as my old friend would say.
Lorenzo's got a lap going off screen. Here comes Valentino back out. We got 6 minutes left. I wonder what tires he's going out on. See Lorenzo, soft. He's obviously going to chunk it in the top 10. We're going to try. From 17th to 3rd, 4th, 2nd.
5 or 6 mile an hour quicker they've got on the Suzuki on its own without any slipstream, as it is at this point with a slippery track coming out onto that straight. Well, that's the other consideration, is that they're not going to be able to get out of that hairpin in a big hurry. So they're 6 mile an hour quicker at this point than they were at the fastest point in the race last year. The Suzukis I'm talking about. So that, you pay big money for that amount of extra mile an hour.
Lots and lots of money.
Because it's disproportionate, isn't it? The top end is the toughest bit. You've got to have a lot of horsepower.
That's
to make any headway at the top.
That's the money bit right there. So we know the soft tires work for a lap or two anyways. Lorenzo just went out from 17 to 2nd. Dovizioso is on soft rear, medium front. 5
minutes to go, so this is the moment. The track's in the best it's going to be for them. Now's the time to put the times up. If you want to go through into the top 10, at the moment, the top 10 in this session are the top 10 overall from the 2 sessions, FP1 and now. So the times are obviously quicker, but Lorenzo's now picked the pace up and has jumped up to 2nd place in this session as well.
I know we've touched on it, but fairly certain 3 o'clock in the morning. There we go, 4-9. A lot of rain's going to be coming, so
all that muck's going to get washed onto the track as well.
Pretty sure this is going to be your top 10. Not going to get any better by the morning.
And more rain around 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're told, which is about FP3 for Motogp. Carol Abram is being a bit menacing.
Oh yeah, sitting there in 12.
Oh God, Cal! Tell you what, this, I know I tell you what a lot, but
you tell me what.
Cal Crutchlow can ride a motorbike.
He can ride a motorcycle. He was my teammate for a year. I know he can ride.
He is a very... Oh, that's going to be took away from him, unfortunately. Using outer track limits, soft on the front, soft on the rear. That ain't going to last that long, I'm afraid.
L too much of Traco.
Yeah, but that's a good, solid 2nd place for him at the moment. 2:05, just 1/10 off of Marquez. That's what I'm talking about. 4/10 quicker than Lorenzo in 3rd place. So Cal Crutchlow is assured of a top 10 position on in the qualifying 2 session tomorrow, whatever the weather comes. It's been an absolute stormer.
Susie just pointed out Lorenzo here.
Yeah, he came back up. He was languishing, but he jumped up a couple of laps ago.
He's in the pit. Why would he be in the pit? Maybe that's software only does.
He's done it. 3.5 minutes. He won't be going back out there again. Surely Dobby joins him. So the 2 Ducatis, 3rd and 4th, they're surely only looking for a top 10.
Yeah, just get a lap down.
Here's Rossi. Oh, that's a bit of a time. So let's see if the soft rear tyre that Rossi's clamped in, that's the one we saw him go good on earlier, and he's looking to put... Again, Marquez is getting quicker and quicker and quicker, not satisfied with being just a 10th or 2 quicker than everyone else.
Is that correct? He's got a soft front and a hard used rear.
That's exactly what he's gone for. If it's got a solid base to it, like the S has on Marquez, that means he had a new one when he went out there. So he had a new soft front in, and it's got an open H, if you like, and he goes 2/10, 3/10 quicker. That means a used, as Colin quite rightly said, rear hard tyre in. Pretty impressive stuff, but look at Rossi.
See if he can keep this together.
New medium front, new soft rear as he comes to the line now.
Whoa.
That's okay, that's not a problem, he'll get it done. 3/10 off of Marquez. 2 minutes left of this free practice 2. Must be a real compromise on suspension here. I noticed they nearly bottom out in the braking areas for the bottom gear turns. You notice they're right, and that's going to be pretty hard stuff, really, to try and find that compromise of where the suspension works at this racetrack.
Well, you have turn 1, what is it, turn 10, and then there's like 4 super hard braking areas here, and you set the bike up for that. If you're not comfortable on hard brakes, it's going to be a long race.
There's your top 10 going through so far. Zarco is there. Pedrosa's just outside. He's going to have to go the hard way by the look of this. Whatever happens, we're looking at Maverick Vinales. Vinales is already there in 4th place. It's a question of whether anybody can knock Zarco or Miller out in the closing stages of this. Looking at...
Brins just went down to 10th as we got him on screen.
Now that's Petrucci who's come up there. That's why. So Petrucci has leapt in. Pedrosa goes 6th. Good stuff from Pedrosa.
Knocks Rins down to 11th. Who jumps right up?
Oh, that's put Zarco out. The man who hassled Valentino Rossi last year. Look at the state that Maverick Vinales is getting in to try and get this Yamaha to do what he wants. Jumping and leaping all over the place.
That's the character of this track, man. I'm telling you, you have to ride it so hard.
To the line then. Vinales is pretty safe already. Goes faster again. 2:05.1. Nakagami comes up to 15th. Shireen now does him as the rookie. Afish Shireen on the other Tech 3 bike. I tell you what, Hervé Poncharoll can pick him. Pulled him out of Moto 2 to come and play when Folger decided to retire. And it does seem like it's a retirement now. Doesn't seem to be wanting to come back at all. Redding goes 15th now. 2:06.0 for him to the line. Checker flag comes out in 20 seconds. Top 10 look pretty set to me. Iannone is in the drop zone. Petrucci has been pushed out. Zarco's been pushed out.
We got Vinales.
Nakagami comes down. So Nakagami was on his fast run.